I'm using a different sprite today for irony's sake. I promised myself I wouldn't make a rant about this topic, but I feel like I have to talk about it now. Every single Birdie rant I've watched, whether it be good or bad, have all failed to mention one thing, and that's attention seeking. I'm not going to talk about the shit she's done, because there's 1,000,001 rants that outline that. I'm going to post a link to Scram rants in the description because they basically chronicled the whole shitstorm as it went along, so if you're that desperate to hear about this child's escapades online, then check Scram's videos out first. Basically, this kid's done goofed like 4 times. Is it 4 times? I don't know, but she's done goofed quite a lot. And whenever she does this, she has like 100 rants or so made about her. And in my opinion, this entire situation is pathetic. I don't even want to call it a situation, it's more like a shit-situation. And before you all get defensive because you made a rant, hear me out first. I'm not saying people who made rants on this topic are wrong. In fact, those rants are very well deserved. But I feel like 1, this has become a bandwagon, and 2, people have forgotten that they're giving her what she wants, and that thing is attention. Let's start by talking about the bandwagon stuff. I can't believe I have to talk about bandwagoning again on this channel, but fuck it. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, Pentagrin, you're bandwagoning. And yeah, thank you very much for pointing that out. But as I like to say, it's alright to rant on a topic if you're bringing something new to the table, and I'd like to think I'm doing that today. When a bandwagon gains this much attention, I can't help but feel like it snowballs out of control very quickly. When the first few big rants are made and the best points are made, then more and more rants start to appear just repeating these points in a shameless way to garner views. And when that starts to happen, then these new rants are seen as less and less poignant and more like view grabs. Their message is kind of lost through this, and it's a shame. I'll be honest with you, when a rant about me is made that just repeats the same point someone else has said, I'm sure as hell not going to pay any attention to it because I find it lazy. And that's the last thing you want your rant to appear as. Lazy. You want your rants to be engaging and to help change an opinion on a topic. Which leads on to my next, much larger point, and that's about attention seeking. Why are we making rant after rant on this girl if she's obviously not going to change? She's had so many chances to change and it just hasn't happened. She isn't putting any effort into changing. In fact, she's playing you all like idiots. You know why she hasn't changed? Because she wants attention, and any attention will do. Let me tell you about something. It's a little thing called negative attention seeking. Negative attention seeking is something most children do because they often have egotistical tendencies because they don't quite understand that they're not the centre of the universe. It's often grown out of, but there are cases where children don't grow out of this. The best way to garner attention is through negative actions, which is negative attention. They don't care because at the end of the day, they're getting attention. The leading theory is that these kids have never received enough attention growing up, so any attention's good enough. But that's speculation. We don't know root cause for negative attention seeking and why children and some adults do it. Jealousy is also believed to be a leading cause. Some people just don't like attention going to other people and will do anything that it takes to divert the attention back to them. In Birdie's case, it's pretty fucking obvious that she's doing this shit for attention. After all publicity's good publicity, and people haven't seemed to have caught on to that yet. So you want proof that she's attention seeking? Here, have some proof. You want more proof? Alright then. Has anyone else found it weird that after the whole Sleepy King situation, Birdie decided to reenact the whole thing? It's rather coincidental that shortly after that drama, she started this whole "oh, I'm a rapist now" thing to try and rival Sleepy King's drama, and people are falling for this shit. You are literally giving her what she wants at this point. I honestly feel sorry for Sleepy King for having to deal with someone piggybacking on what I can only assume was a stressful time for him. He at least has the decency and maturity to change, and that's commendable. Has anyone ever heard of copycat killers? Because that's what this situation reminds me of. Basically, when a murderer does something terrible and the news talks about it quite a lot, there's a chance someone out there will try and create a similar tragedy to rival the original murder for the attention. And that's an extreme example, but it's relevant nonetheless. This is basically what Birdie is doing. She's stirring shit. Not for the lols, not for the sake of it, but for attention. And people are giving her exactly that. And you know what? She'll keep doing this shit if she knows it's working and she's getting attention. That's the kind of pathetic logic these people have. So what do I suggest doing? Ignoring her. Forget about her. Don't try rebuting anything she says or does. We've made our stance on the subject and on her, and we've done enough. Instead of making rants, try helping the people she's affected with her own stupidity. Don't give her the one thing she wants. Attention. If she did want help, she'd have taken it by now. But making rants upon rants on a lost cause is like the blind leading the blind. It's gonna go on until one side gets bored. Ignore her content, ignore whatever controversy she tries to drum up. Ignore her presence entirely. It's one of those cases where ignoring the problem will make it go away. And before anyone says she's just a kid, if you're old enough to try and start shit online, then you're old enough to be called a fucking degenerate for it. Fading into obscurity is something no one wants, and wouldn't it be a great slap in the face if we let that happen to her? Think about it. Anyway, this was Pentagrin ranting on... who was it again? Yeah, doesn't matter. Bye!